Okay, guys. So, interesting turnaround. Uh, Turns out we're going to be doing a review on LASIK eye surgery that I didn't know we were going to be doing so fast. So, I looked up LASIK eye surgery and I've been wanting to do it for quite some time, but I've never gone and do it. So, I've been wanting to do it for years, but have just never gone and done it. And then I looked up the process the last couple days. So yesterday I did a bunch of research and I looked up the different types. So there's regular LASIK, and then there's uh, PRK, which are essentially the same, but they follow different methods. And I looked at the difference, which one's better, yada yada yada. And the first step ended up being a consultation. So you have to set up an appointment to do a free consultation to see if you're even a candidate for LASIK or if you're just not a candidate for LASIK, or and how much it's going to cost and all this and that. So we set that up yesterday for today. We just got back from that. So, and it took about 2 hours to do, but they basically just checked my eyes. They did a vision test to see where my eyes currently are and everything else, like you would do at a normal eye doctor. The pressure on your eyes, dilated it, and then checked to see if there's any damage to my eyes and all that stuff. And then they basically have you watch a video about LASIK, and then that's it. So they, after you do all that, they tell you whether you're a candidate for LASIK or not, or if you have to do the PRK method. So I ended up being a candidate for regular LASIK, which is where they use a laser and they create a flap on the top part of your eye, and then they pull back the top part that's over your pupil, and then use a laser, and then they just flip the flap that they created back, smooth it out, and it heals, and you got your vision. So that's the one I got approved for. So I could have gone with PRK, which is where they take the top part of the eye off. So they take the top cells of your eye completely off instead of creating a flap that they fold back. And then they put a contact lens on your eyes afterwards to help heal. And then after a week or so, they take the contact lens off, and your eye has to regrow whole new cells. Uh, that one causes pain afterwards, not during the surgery, but afterwards. That one causes pain for a couple days, up to a couple months, and it can take up to 6 months for your vision to get back to normal. You can't drive for a week, uh, and all this stuff. So you're basically bedridden. But with classic LASIK, with the normal LASIK, I don't know if it's classic or, but I call it classic. But with the regular LASIK, you have the surgery, and then the next day you can go back to normal. You can go back to work, you can drive, you can do everything except like rub your eyes. You can't rub your eyes or do sports or stuff the next for a week or two, they told me. So during my consultation I asked about uh, the difference, and everything I found online didn't address whether the flap version, the flap would permanently heal, or if there would always be a risk of the flap opening. So I asked the doctor about that. Turns out, according to my doctor, uh, after about 2 weeks to a month, there's no risk of the flap uh, opening or anything, and it completely heals back to what it was before the surgery. So your eye completely heals. You don't have to worry about the flap opening a year from now. And you can go back to sports, you can skydive, you can do everything you would do. You just have to wait a month for it to heal over. And she put it that it would become as strong as steel, where even surgery couldn't reopen it. So basically, back to exactly how it was before the surgery. So I went through everything. I'm like, okay, cool. Uh, Everything online said they would give me a personalized treatment plan, but they didn't. So they basically just said, you're a candidate, and asked me which one I want. And I told them, since the flap heals, and it's quicker and not nearly as painful as PRK, that I'll just do regular LASIK if it costs the same. And they're like, oh, yeah, it costs the same. There's no difference between the price. And it's like, okay, well, then I'm going to go LASIK. So I chose LASIK. And then they're like, when would you like to do it? And it's like, uh, I'm not sure. And I was thinking, they're like, well, if you do it in the same week, you get a discount. You get like a $400 discount. So I'm like, okay, sweet. So today is Tuesday. So we set up for Thursday. So in 2 days, we will get LASIK and see how this goes. But as far as the appointment to get the consultation, they basically just asked me which one I want and then set up financing. And I'm doing in-house financing, so I'll just pay the doctor's office like 100 something dollars a month until it's paid off, and the cost for me is 3,500 for both eyes. So it's not cheap, but we're going to go on a payment plan. Uh, and then hopefully in 2 days we won't need these no more. Now, one thing was that the doctor told me that this eye is 2020. They'll correct it to 2020. And then this side, they said, can only get up to 2025. Not sure what that means, but uh, I do know it basically means it'll be worse than this eye by a little bit. Not sure how much, but they said I'll see as good as I do now with my glasses. So, I mean, that's good enough. I mean, if I can see as good with my glasses as I do now with my glasses, and I don't need my glasses, like, I will be a happy camper. Uh, Even if I can't see perfectly, like, just being able to see as I do now without my glasses, I mean, that's what I'm used to, so that's perfectly fine. So we will go. I'm terrified. I am absolutely terrified. I asked them for a value, uh, and they wrote me a prescription, so I have to go pick up the Valium, and uh, probably tonight after my vision stops being blurry because they dilated my eyes, so my vision is completely blurry uh, for close-up things. Like I can't make out my palm, uh, but I can see far away things, so I can drive. I drove home. I just can't make out things that are like super close to me. But that should wear off soon, and then we'll go in Thursday and see how this goes. I won't be able. I don't think I'll be able to record the actual surgery, but we'll see how it goes. I'm terrified. I'm absolutely terrified. But we will take a Valium for the first time in our lives. I have no idea what that's like, uh, which is supposed to calm me down. So once I get, so hopefully I'm hoping that the volume calms me down and my body shakes naturally. So I'm hoping that this is shaky friendly, uh, because my whole body like just shakes naturally because I have tremors. So the my worst fear right now is that I will end up shaking my head and screw up the entire thing. So I'm hoping the Valium calms me down, allows me to get through this without that happening, and see how this goes. I'll let you know in 2 days.